Alright, welcome to the wood shop, everybody. So, work is going to commence today on the Triumph Herald dashboard. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'll be stripping that old veneer off and seeing what we got under there and see how we can proceed with this and see how it's going to go. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm just working on the dash here, and you can see I'm getting this old veneer up, and it's coming up pretty easily, so that'll be good. So I'm going to work on this. You can see I've got all this off, and looks to be in very good condition under there. So anyway, I'm just taking this off, and you can see there's probably glue or something here. I'm sure you can see that, but there's a little bit of glue there, so I'll have to sand that off. But anyway, I'm just going to keep going here and taking this veneer off, and taking this old veneer off, and you see it comes off pretty easily, just with a regular old putty knife. Just being very gentle with it and trying to get it off, and it's coming off very easily. You can see some of the parts where it's sticking very well. I'm sure there was something here, and then around the the speedometer here, it's sticking a little better. So the plan right now, as it stands, is we're going to save this panel here and try to save it. And then I've got to cover this hole up, and this hole, and plug it. Plug these holes. So when I get ready to do that, I'll show you that. So I'm going to keep scraping. Okay, so I got the veneer off the dash, and you can see I have a little bit in those holes left to go, but I will get that out later. I think that's just painted anyway because there's no veneer, because I can see the plywood. Probably see it a little better over here. Yeah, right there. So we'll get that out later. But anyway, still got to work on that top part above the speedometer and get that done. But anyway, I thought it came out nice, and this plywood looks really, really nice. I don't see really a bad place in it, except for that top part. I think it's just because it's thin. So anyway, the glove box came out nice, and of course the glove box has is veneered on the back as well, and it came out really nice too. I still have to sand the edges. But anyway, I thought it came out nice, so that's the progress so far today on the Triumph Herald dash. All right, so I've got the dash inside, so I'm on to my next step here. And as you remember, and I'll show you in a second, the dash had 3 holes that were not there from the factory. And also we were deleting the radio spot, so the 2 studs for the radio were there. They had to be filled in, and then I had to reconfigure the slot for the radio to accept the gauges. But again, I'll show you that in just a second. But I wanted to show you this before I did that. Now this is Bob Smith Industries Incorporated 30-minute epoxy. And this was developed for the hobby industry, for model airplanes and model boats. And so I chose this for that fact, because this is the slow cure version, waterproof, and it forms a superior bond. And this is also used with people that turn bowls, that do a lot of filling in. This is what they use, and so I'm very confident that this is going to work. They make a variety of things if you want to check them out. Okay, so this is the 30 minutes, and basically you have 30 minutes after you finish mixing it to work with it. And it's best when you should be applied at 60 degrees or above. Okay, now this is also the slowest cure that they have, and so that means you have to wait 24 hours before you mess with it. Okay, so this is not, the back of the package says forms superior bonds if you're willing to wait overnight. Okay, even then it's longer than overnight. It takes a long time. And so this is what I decided to use to fill in the holes and to seal in the plugs that I made. But again, I'll show you that in just a second. But you can see they make a ton of different things, and they've got all the works best and all that sort of stuff on there. So that's exactly what I'm using it for. So but these folks make a lot of different products. they make all kinds of epoxies and just basic glues and all that sort of stuff. I want to show you that first, because we did have to do some filling in. So I'll show you the dash, and then I'll go over the thing, and then I'll show you what the next thing we'll be doing next on that. Alright, so I thought I'd give you a little peek at this. So I filled in, these are my plugs that I had, and I filled them in. I got epoxied in from the back. I had tape on the front, so they're pretty flush, but I'll have to do a little bit of sanding on that to make them flat. I fixed this weak joint here. I filled it all in with epoxy, and it is really strong now. I filled in this hole where the radio was, and then I left this one out so I could show you, but you can see where I added a piece and I epoxied it in, and I got to do a little bit of adjustment on these. So instead of having the black piece there that those fit into, which I really didn't have a way to attach, I just decided to set them actually into there. I thought it would look much nicer. So that's that, and I'll show you the back side here, and you can see where I've got it all epoxied in. So I'll have to sand all this down a little bit because I'm going to put a coat of paint on the back side just to make it, just to seal it up from the weather. And then you can see my patches here, and this is the back of that. Okay, so thought that turned out nice, but again, just got to do a final sanding, and then I'll give you a little sneak peek of the veneer that we went with. This is walnut, and I just put it on a test piece of pine here just to see, and turned out pretty nice. So that's going to be a little sneak peek at that. But anyway, this will conclude part 2. Part 1 was the preview video, and this will be part 2. So I'll be on the next video doing my sanding and preparing for the veneer, and then once the veneer is applied and everything goes okay, we'll be able to cut out our holes and then start putting some finish on this. So anyway, that's it. So thanks for stopping by the wood shop. Take it easy.